social relationships, whether it's education and even work. We tend to focus a lot on the younger youth, but actually we have a lot more stories in terms of dealing with stresses at the workplace because probably they are not equipped in schools, and that may also translate to the adulthood in terms of managing the stress and also managing anxiety in general. Yep.
Gary, have you seen an increase in the number of young people coming to see you for mental health issues?
Definitely. Within the school itself, from the first year to the 10th year, I just seen more and more people willing to walk in, not even forced to come, but like arrowed to go. You went to the counselor, you had a fight, go and see the counselor. No, it shifted to, I need help. I'm going to get support. So I think what the schools do, the counselors sometimes will just give workshops and talks so that there's a face to who the counselor is. And sometimes when you realize the counselor is not so scary or some elderly person who's going to like psychoanalyze you, and they're actually quite normal people who are just there with some skills. They're more open,
Right.
to do that.
What are they sharing with you? What are the issues that they're coming in with?
Purpose, meaning, life. Stress is from academics is definitely a factor, but I see a lot just wondering what's purpose of life, existential issue. Why am I studying? Why am I doing this? Because I think the shift in society definitely is parenting has changed. Where we in Singapore, more support is given, more educated parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off because we have run out of time. I have to say good night. Thank you all so much for discussion tonight. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families who have been involved. And remember, if you think you need help, do feel free to reach out to someone you love, a school counselor, a family friend, someone that you feel that you can trust and speak to. If not, you can also call the hotline numbers that we have put on screen. But this has been a special edition of Talking Point. Thank you so much for your company. Good night.
Look forward to brighter skies. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
This is Asia Now.
Hello there, very good morning. It's 11 a.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 8:30 in New Delhi and 10 o'clock in Jakarta. I'm Shahida Osman. At this hour, China braces for Typhoon Infa, shutting ports and railways and suspending flights. Henan province, still reeling from devastating floods this week, is set to face more torrential downpours. A race against time to find survivors in India's western coast after monsoon rain sparked landslides and flooding. At least 110 people have died. And the New South Wales COVID-19 outbreak not letting up after thousands of people joined an anti-lockdown protest. The Australian state logged over 140 new infections and 2 deaths overnight. Ports and railways shut, flights cancelled, and residents evacuated as China braces itself for Typhoon Infa. The storm, bringing wind gusts of up to 190 kilometers per hour, is expected to make landfall in the eastern coastal province of Zhejiang later today. Forecasters warn of possible flash flooding and mudslides. Authorities have issued a level 3 alert, the third highest for Infa. Rescue workers have been evacuating villages in Zhejiang and moving them to temporary shelters as the storm nears. State media has warned that the typhoon could bring more torrential downpours to parts of Henan province in central China in the coming days. Henan is already struggling to recover from devastating floods this week, which claimed at least 58 lives. Local authorities say more than 9.3 million people have been affected by the flooding in the region. While floodwaters have mostly receded in the hardest hit city of Dengzhou, it's not been the case for other cities such as Xinxiang.
关键是小孩和老人，他们又害怕。怎么害怕？慌嘛，小孩没见过这么大的水嘛，老人嘛见过，他们怕房子塌，有的是老房子嘛，怕水泡，水泡都塌了。
Authorities are gradually clearing and reopening roads blocked by debris. Emergency workers in Zhengzhou have been working to clear a flooded road tunnel where hundreds of cars were trapped. No official death toll from the tunnel has been released, although some local media reports say 4 people have died. Now, people are continuing to post on social media about missing family members who they fear are trapped in the tunnel, as well as a flooded subway station that left 12 people dead earlier this week.
Water levels almost as high as road signs and electricity wires. This was the scene on Tuesday at this residential community in Zhengzhou as heavy rains pummeled and flooded the city. 5 days on, the aftermath of the downpour, described by Chinese media as unseen in a century, remain, though the skies are now clear. 50-year-old Zhu Gongjun is among those who have been left to pick up the pieces. His shop, home, and everything in it soaked and destroyed. The father of 3 recalls the harrowing moments as water levels rose rapidly to above his neck.
我都赶紧站到这个柜子上面啊，柜子上面又不中了，我又站在这个草上面，草上又不中了，我赶紧游到这边，我又拿了个梯子，又拿了一个空调被，我说为了晚上保温用，我就是一直在上面待着，站着啥也没有想，脑子一片空白，就没法想，因为这个事儿太快了，太突然了。
The community is one of the hardest hit in Zhengzhou, a large part due to its location next to the Zinshui River, which overflowed due to the torrential rain.
Now, some of the roads in this area still continue to be covered in water and debris, and we see these cars being abandoned over here. And while there's now respite from the rain, the sun is out, it's warm and humid, and with all this rubbish and debris that's been accumulated for days, it's giving off this stench, and these living conditions are what locals say they are most worried about.
They hope that help will come soon so life can return to normal.
我们最担心的就是第二次再来水，这些东西就会造成第二次堵塞，我们还要泡到水里，对不对？没法弄。如果再来水，这垃圾不清，是不是？而且还是我们下一步担心，就担心我们的人身的就是健康。关键家里边还有老人。
Elsewhere in the city, efforts to drain remaining water-clogged areas continue as residents assess the damage to property. It's been 5 days since 31-year-old Chen Xiaohua went home, with public bus services not fully restored. She has been living at her workplace, which she estimates has seen about $9,000 worth of damage, despite their best efforts to move equipment and their products to the second floor. But she's taking it in her stride.
当时可能只有这一个想法，就是东西再重要，没有命重要。我们其实损失的话，就是除了就是营业啊这些都其实都无所谓的，就是。
This also as the city deals with the grim reminders of the human cost of these heavy rains. Tributes have been left online.